Hello, this is Alekius, and welcome back to another episode of Automation, Kiev Motors. Picking up right where we left off with the morphing of the new coupe, which I just realized has integrated mirrors. I had a crazy idea for what to do for its paint job that I had during the last one. Cherry red chrome. Or do we will bling it up and make it look more gold? It looks absolutely ridiculous. I love it. Like, doesn't do anything on chrome. Ooh, burnished gold. Gold plated, because we can. Maybe it shouldn't be gold plated. Maybe it should be more silver. Almost looks steel though. Silver. It looks more silver. Just a little bit of blue in it. Absolutely blind everybody on the road. Or we can stick with like the copper look. Might even be able to get a bronze. It's absolutely silly. I'm gonna do it though. It's just a question of what color. Actually, that's almost like brass rather than bronze. What do we have? We can do the bumpers separate. That is cool. I'm totally doing it. Then we have our trim, which is the windows again. And we have our mirrors, which I will do to match. And what's this one? Oh, the lining around the bumpers. Maybe a plastic. I don't like the red. Just a flat orange to go around. Kind of like it. And then, of course, we're not going to do steel rims. Shiny as humanly possible. The ridiculousness is amazing. Then, I think we might go a little retro. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't want pop-up headlights, although it's really tempting. I don't mind going a little futuristic for the time, but I don't want to overdo it. Those are huge. I know I could shrink them. What are these supposed to be? Oh, those are weird. We'll do user headlights set into there, round. Then shrink these down. Actually, you know what I could do? With glass on them, those are essentially fog lamps. Which that may force me to go back to the... No? No way to paint that? Oh, right. It is on there. Yep, there we go. Get those right under the bumper. I have a set of fog lamps. Then we do the rounded at the back, but with a turn signal inside. Looks totally foreign for the time, but this is getting ahead of myself. That's okay. I want to make a copy of these. I want 2 sets. Actually, looks totally wild. I gotta bring it in a little bit. It's gonna bug me until I get about the right size. And there we go. Doubled up. Don't think we need an indicator. Oh, there's something we could do. The light bar in the window. What was it? Align. Shrink it down. Shrink it down. We have a little bit of a brake light up at in the window. Ahead of his time? Sure. Do I care? No. Now this is the trunk, so our grill is going to be down below. I think. I don't like it, it's too thin. Maybe something like this. Widen it out some. Looks all funky. Get right up under the bumper. And then maybe put in some vents for the first time. More for like a rear vent. The door interfering though. I'll scoop up a little air, add some interest. Do they have a better scoop? Make a larger one of those. Get rid of this one. Make this one bigger to a limit. Just looks interesting with all of the chroming. Do we have a small vertical one that we can stick in? What's that even supposed to be? Is that a vent? Just looks like a set piece there. I'm getting into this too much. It's fine as is. And there's not a lot of room for vents on this vehicle. Do we want a hood scoop? That would be a first. I don't want to damage the lines of the vehicle too much. Sunroof would be awesome. But does that look silly? Yeah, I think so. No lips, maybe a little bit of a spoiler. That's not what. There we go. That's how to fix it. A little bit of a spoiler. Need to leave some room for the handle. Or maybe it's just strictly a pop release. The round. Almost want this to be a plastic looking color. Oh, that hurts the lines too much though. We'll plate it. What looks nice and luxurious. Handle that just feels great on the hand. I'm not sure this is the right one, but this is the one we're going to use. And then we'll use not liking it. We'll just leave it off. We have our mirror already. Definitely going to want an aerial. Put it up top center for the first time. This is definitely going to be a concept car. There we go. No need for bumper bars. No need for symbols, much as I might like to put one. The wheels. I want something that says this car is crazy. Too simple. Too posh. Got some aggression to it. Simple. Like the fact that it looks like a fan blade, but I'm not sure about that one. Too spooky. Doesn't look good with current look. I think it's either between this one, maybe that one. I could see that. I could also still do this one. It is relatively simple, but there's a time to be simple and a time to be crazy. I'm gonna go with it for now. We'll see how it turns out. Then, we're definitely gonna, well, we don't have a choice. It is rear wheel drive. 5 gears. Open differential. Radial. Sports. Compound, I think. Maybe even slicks. Let's start with slicks, and see where it goes. Big rims. Biggest tire diameter we can get. Biggest tire width we can get. Definitely want magnesium rims. I want vented discs. Add pistons if we need to. Probably be a little bit more aggressive with the brakes on this one. Fully clad bottom. No need for wing angles. Cooling. We'll see where it goes. Interior. 02. Probably luxury or handmade. Start with handmade. We'll go shoot for the moon and see where it ends up. Then no power steering is probably needed. Still relatively light. Standard 70s. Hydropneumatic is super advanced. We'll do that. And sport suspension. This is saying it's track premium or GT. What I'm actually been aiming for this whole time is a hypercar. It's a really cheap hypercar. But for the time, I think it probably will end up being one. So let's see. Gear spacing, we can probably space that out some. Maybe. I don't know, wheel spin. We already have plenty of wheel spin. Big improvements if we increase the top speed. Then we start losing it. So 163 then. We widen it out. We get more wheel spin. We shorten it up. Although to a limit. I like that it decreases wheel spin, so I'm going to do it. We want manual locker, automatic. We'll do the manual, but no reason to. Yeah, definitely want 5 gears. That is way too much. Let's bring that down to something more reasonable. We'll try to correct that as much as we can. Brakes we're not going to worry about yet. Cooling, airflow. Seeing improvements as we go down. Max speed, minimum reliability. Okay. And again, reliability isn't even a concern for a hypercar. And brake airflow we're not going to mess with yet. And get some rear angle. Luxury, nope. 8-track, nope, they want the best. We can do that. What's our engineering time? 120. Improving the gears 2 ticks, not bad. Improving the wheels 5 ticks, not bad. Brakes 2 ticks. Aerodynamics 2 ticks. Interior 2 ticks. Steering, I think we'll do 3. Safety we'll do 1. And suspension we'll do 3, 2. Alright. See, I knew it was workable. Leave that there. For spring rate, best at 1.6. Less for the rear, 2.4 I think. 2.4. Got the dampeners dialed in. Get the sway bars going. And 1,800 pounds, that's plenty. Can we lower this down? Sure can. Down and down and down and down and down to the ground. As we got to the bottom, hurt the value some, so 130 it is. Yeah, 130. Level check, progressive, gas mono, nope. Hydrogen pneumatic all the way. Hydraulic, power steering, nope. Definitely didn't need that. We haven't adjusted the brakes yet. That looks like a big enough difference to do 2 piston, possibly 3. Although I think if we just increase the size, that will be better for brake fade. Ooh, 10. Front brakes, definitely an improvement. Oh yeah, I haven't adjusted the pad type at all. Oh yeah, they want aggressive brakes. Go at 65. Drop this down some. Oh no, they want it higher. Probably because of that brake fade. Drop the front one some. I'm going to sacrifice, well, they want 225s. That almost eliminates brake fade. I can't argue with that. Decent sized brake rotors. Wheel spin is minimal. There we go. Nice even sway bars. Quartz compound? Absolutely not. Okay. Alright, so slow and high speed steering is good. Aerodynamics. Increase brake airflow. No real improvement. Yeah, it takes a lot to improve the brake fade. They're just not bad. Kind of adjusted all of this. I think we're done with our gold or brass plated monstrosity. market-wise, it's a hypercar. It's also a supercar, more so. Track premium, muscle premium. It also hits the GT categories pretty strongly. This is actually a fantastic car. Affordability-wise, it's good in all the categories that I care about. Let the automation stig run a little bit. Wow. That turbo sounds funny. Sounds like a jet turbine. $218.04. My goodness. So, not expecting to build a lot of these, but we still need a factory. Medium, of course, will be a medium 1 because we need the steel presses. We can't get away from that. Really don't care about the mass production. We don't need to produce a lot of these. And of course, we're building twice as many as we really need. That's okay. Got that factory going. Switch to the... oh, not the engines yet. Oh yeah, it's gonna take forever to make this thing. Still, let's throw everything at it and see what happens. If I drop it down to 120... if I drop it down to 120, we've got a lot we're learning from. I'm more concerned about the learning as much as possible from the engine. Although, we'll be learning a bit from various categories that are sort of advanced here. It's 10 years. I subtract 12,108. I expect the engine will take a lot to produce. So we're looking at a difference between 33% for the drivetrain and 36%. 6% for the... yeah, it's not that big a deal. We'll go for 108. It'll be 9 years to design this, and we'll see where the engine leaves us. Engine's a big question mark. Probably going to need to have a medium. Well, maybe not. I was thinking with how complex it was, we would need to have more. We can get away with a small 2. Oh yeah, it's going to take forever to make this car. Our engine. Throw as much funding and pressure at it, and we're there. Complex new engine. I'm going to drop all the values to 50. See how much we can learn with 108. Yeah, that's pretty significant improvements on some of those. So we're going to do pressure. Ooh, reliability is way too much. Pressure of 10. It's going to be an expensive project. Engine looks absurd. We're not going to make money with this. You think? 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. 8, 6, 7. We'll go with 10. It makes it as cheap as possible. And we may rework it once we get finished with it. Add a new trim in 1982. Good grief. But we're going to learn a lot from this vehicle. There we go. Now, one thing I was considering doing... Oh, I didn't name it. Rasowy. HY for hyper. Something I was considering doing was updating the Grot. It's old now. And I was thinking of updating the engine for it and switching it over to a turbocharged and injected version of the same engine and see how that works out. And it'll help build experience for us. So let's go ahead and go over to this facelift. Just this engine. Want to slap a turbocharger on it. Want to drop the compression. Going to leave as much of it as possible normal. We are going to switch the con rods though. Injection, single point. I want a performance intake. Reliability matter. Oh, that doesn't even affect reliability. Is a service charge gonna matter to a GT? Oh, and fuel type. Good grief. Yeah, we're gonna need to change that. We'll rev it up a little bit more. Probably going to need a bigger pipe. Go up to 76 and we'll see how that works out. How does it end up being not too loud? These tiny engines I make. Definitely gonna want 1.4. Gonna up this. Although at some point I'm gonna squeeze it down. Then the race for the bottom. Probably 35 millimeters. We'll see how that works out. Lower the compressor until it no longer improves things. And that's a nice wide power band. Squeeze down the boost a little bit. Now flatten out that boost. Actually, it widens the area where it is boosting too. That's not what I was looking for. Almost as small a turbine as I can get. Now let's get that nice wide power band. Let's go for a minimum size turbine. We'll adjust the compressor to fit it. And we'll lower the boost limiter. Yeah, that's too much. We're increasing reliability. And now it's limiting it too much. So we'll go for 24 pounds of boost. Looks like that. And of course you see the efficiency absolutely tanks. Always hilarious to see. Nice wide power band. We need to adjust the intercooler to small. Well, not by much. And shrinking the AR ratio doesn't really do too much. Let's add a tick so we don't have too sharp a drop. Haven't done it before. I'm going to continue not doing it. Squeeze it down to 7,500 RPMs. Now we're going to start adding compression. Oh, wow. Okay, that went up rapidly. Right there. Alright, let's try first adding compression. That's easier to read. Okay, that's a significant improvement. 110.2. 110.7. You can see a solid improvement all across the range, actually. That's better almost every RPM. $112.4. Wow, that's a big improvement. Okay, definitely not going to go above that again. A little bit higher. And that might be the sweet spot. Yeah, because that's killing our mid-range for a little bit of improvement on the top end. We're probably going to go back. Yeah. That's hurting our turbo curve. And it considered that the pipe might be restricting things. Turbine and intakes. Can't help the intake, unfortunately, and I think that's about it for this engine. So we have now made a 1.2 liter inline 4 sport turbo injected 157, which was better than my test run, 73 model. I like it. Gonna adjust the factory for that. Save a few dollars. Let's go back to the car, actually. Alright, here we have our STI. We didn't lose anything. Wait on the factory. Head back to the Grot. And we want a facelift for this one. We want to do both. We're gonna chuck the old engine. Select the new one. And we are making a lot more top speed. A lot more top speed. 5 gears? No. Too much wheel spin. You know what? I'm gonna put the automatic locker in there. Ah, hurts the car though. We can definitely downsize the. Oh, nope, it's over braked for a reason. We will leave it as such. Aerodynamics not gonna shift. I'm gonna keep the sport interior. We will upgrade the safety. Oh, I like the gas monotube. Ooh, they like the hydrodynamic even more. And then adjust the suspension. Not much to do there. Is that a decent GT? I don't want to spend too much time with it. I'm pretty happy with how she handled previously. 228. Wow, the times are really improving. It's the SS, so that's the sport, which still doing good at. This one's the GT. Oh, I didn't necessarily tune it for what it needed. That's fine. 3 gears, really? Three gears is ideal. Maybe that's... Let's see how that shifts. That's suddenly more expensive tires. That's also hurting the 0 to 60. Okay. You just needed it for the 4th gear adjustment. Longer gears is more desirable. I will put in the automatic locker. Not going to change that at all. Oh, we can shift to vented discs. Downsize the brakes a little bit. Fully clad? No. Handmade luxury 8-track. Full power steering because they want all the amenities. Also means I don't want the hydrodynamic. And wrong way. There we go. That is a solid GT. GT73. We'll take a look at the sport real quick. Yeah, they want to do faster times around the track. Definitely don't want the automatic locker. Definitely do the vented discs. A little bit beefier on the rear brakes. No cladding. Sport, basic AM. Basic 8-track. Okay. No power steering, because it's a sports vehicle. And then hydropneumatic worked fantastic. Lower it to the ground slightly, and there we go. That, I think, is what we want for the grots. Small galvan. Oh, because I did the space frame. I keep forgetting that's an option to go for a smaller factory size. So we're making 80 of these. I'm not going to mess with the factory. We do want to bump up the tooling. We'll take the time. It'll bring us up to... Drop the reliability. It's fine. Throw money at it. Can't quite get down to 76, so we want 88. Or maybe 96. Since our hypercar is going to take forever to get out. That gives us 200 vehicles, so now we can adjust the engine factory appropriately. Need 200. There we go. Is that too many? Yeah, that's too many. We'll go with 186. That'll work. Do their engineering. Leave the reliability. We can drop it. Throw money, and we want 96. Well, let's leave. How much? Save like 20 million. Or we can bump up the reliability just a hair. Forecasted not. Oh, there we go. And we'll try to make it as cheap as possible. I want these to sell. There we go. 2 grots again. That put me a little bit longer than I intended, but puts us in a good condition to set up for advancing the next episode. We have the Mina and Kachan coming out in 1979, the Rasowy in 81, and if I look down, the Grot in 81. Sorry, the Rasowy in 82. There we go. And the Shilny in 74. So we're spending a lot of money. Oh yeah, the Rodzinas. Late 74. Spending lots and lots of money. In fact, we're negative right now. Mildly concerned now. However, the Warcheks are making, Archeches are making tons of money. So are the Rodzinas. Although that will pause briefly, and the Grumbles continually to make a staggering amount of money considering what they are. So that brings us to the end of this one. Next one, we'll look at advancing time, and probably won't be designing anything until some of this sorts out and we have a reserve of money again. But until then, thank you for staying till the end. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below, and I will see you next time. Take care.